Casio just came out with a smartwatch with a heart rate monitor for the first time. Let's check out if it's any good. Hi, this is David of Tech for Baba, a channel I share my experiences on how technology enhances my time with kids and family as a dad. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please consider subscribing. In today's video, I'll go over how this first G-Shock with a heart rate monitor looks and highlight some of its many features. At the end, I'll share if this smartwatch is smart enough and who this watch is for. First of all, I love watches. Okay. I'm a bit obsessed with them. All types of watches are interesting to me. I love mechanical watches for all the gears inside, a quartz watch for its precision, and modern smartwatches for their many customizable functions. In the last few years, I could see Casio adding smartwatch features ever so slowly, like the Bluetooth connectivity for time syncing and watch setting to their quartz watches. Its last effort is a G-Shock with a heart rate monitor sensor and GPS to track running, the G-SQUAD GBD-H1000. Casio has released 4 different colorways so far: a black watch with a white band and bright yellow band covers, a black one with a black band, a red one, and lastly, a gray version that's just became available here in the US. I have the gray version here. It looks almost black under some lights, but if I bring in a black G-Shock, you can see that it's gray. I like the combination of colors used on this one. There's a black text on the outside bezel with light gray and red text and accents on the ring of the solar panel. Turning it to the side, I love the red accent used. You can see the buttons are black plastic, not metal, with raised gray texture segments or bumps, which makes them very easy to press. You can also see the 2 band covers and the loop are black. The band is soft and comfortable with rough patterns on the bottom side. The bottom of the watch is a stainless steel cover, and there is the optical heart rate sensor in the middle and a charging port to the right. The watch is tough and shock resistant with 20 bar, about 200 meters water resistance like most G-Shocks. That's why I like G-Shocks. They're usually bigger than other watches, but this one is even bigger compared to other G-Shocks. It measures about 55 millimeters wide, about 58 millimeters tall, measuring from one band cover to the other, and about 20 millimeters thick. That's thick, but the heart rate sensor and the resin bezel both stick out. So if I only measure from the flat cover plate to the top of the crystal, the thickness is more reasonable at about 16.5 millimeters. Still thick, but more reasonable. It also doesn't look that thick because Casio broke up the sides into 2 different colors, especially in this colorway. Let me put this on my 6.5-inch wrist for you as a reference. For such a big watch, it wears surprisingly well. It's not too heavy at 100 grams. For comparison, a Rolex Submariner weighs about 155 grams. Even though my wrist is on the smaller side, the watch is very comfortable to wear. To me, the star of the watch is its display. It only has mineral glass like most G-Shocks, but the new MIP LCD is high resolution and much easier to read under different light conditions, whether indoors or outdoors. It's a huge improvement over the traditional negative displays. Not only does it look cool, it's finally also very easy to read. Let me highlight some of its features. There's so many, so I won't go into each in detail. Like many G-Shocks we're familiar with, the watch has world time, stopwatch, and multiple alarms. This watch is the first Casio G-Shock to have 5 sensors. It even says so on the side of the band. It has the traditional G-Shock sensors, a compass, an altimeter, barometer, a thermometer, and adds a step counter and heart rate monitor. It also features GPS and Bluetooth connectivity like many smartwatches. It can be charged by light with the solar panel on the watch face or by a dedicated USB cable, which can bring the watch to full charge in about 2.5 hours. My experience so far is if the watch is exposed to enough light during the day, my battery level pretty much stays the same, so it could easily live on solar power alone if the heart rate monitor and the GPS are not used. If I use the heart rate monitor and the GPS a few times a day, the watch will need USB charging to keep up. Even though it's not wireless charging like Apple Watch or the big Rangement GPRB-1000 before it, the USB charging cable is magnetic and it goes on the watch very securely. The GPS works well. It's able to acquire satellites within a couple of minutes, even indoors sometimes. Even though I don't use this to track my run all the time, one side benefit of this GPS connection is the watch syncs its time to the satellites. My experience so far is if the watch is exposed to enough light, my battery level pretty much stays at full, so it could easily live on solar power alone if the heart rate monitor and the GPS are not used, just like the traditional G-Shock solar watches. The heart rate monitor works nicely too. I compare it to my Apple Watch and they match up quite well most of the time. When I exercise with both of them, I found it tends to lag behind the Apple Watch for a few seconds before it catches up when my heart rate is changing rapidly. I found the step counter hit and miss though. Sometimes it overcounts quite a bit for some reason. Perhaps this could be fixed in the next firmware. I was able to connect the watch to my iPhone after a couple of tries. Once it's connected, the app offers a very easy way to change the settings on the watch. The watch also syncs its time with the iPhone a few times a day if connected. I tried the notification feature which shows my phone notification on the watch, but I found it too cumbersome to use for me. Once I get the notifications on the watch, I need to dig into the watch menu system to get the details of the notifications. I also get way too many emails and notifications, so having them show up on my watch this way is just not practical. That's really my problem. In any case, I do find the Bluetooth drops off sometimes if the watch is not close by the watch. So is this watch smart enough? No, this was a good first step by Casio, but it has quite a bit of catching up to do for this to be a good smartwatch. I won't be replacing my Apple Watch with it anytime soon. If a smartwatch or an exercise activity tracker is what you're looking for, I think there are many other better choices. However, I do see this as one of the best G-Shocks out there right now. It retains all the G-Shock goodness and adds a heart rate monitor, GPS for run tracking, has Bluetooth for smartphone connection, notification, and settings adjustments, and last but not least, a very legible new MIP LCD display. If you're looking for a good G-Shock and don't mind the larger size, this is a great choice. And by the way, the lume is great on this G-Shock. At $399 US, it's not cheap but fairly priced. If you don't need the heart rate monitor and GPS, there is a GBD-H1000 series, which is great value at $150. It doesn't have solar charging though. Thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful, please smash the like button and share. If you have questions about this watch, feel free to send me an email or leave a comment below. If you want to see more video on how technology can enhance our life with kids and family, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, cherish each moment.